Okay, where I go? Yep, alright, we're streaming. Okay. Let me just wait for someone to go down. No. Actually, just waiting for someone to go out of the garage. Toto has to. Yeah. No, he's just spectating. Because he was the lobby host. Alrighty. Hello and welcome everybody to the season opener here for ORL. We're here in Qatar for Tier 2. And we are getting underway here in qualifying with Call Me Keg out of the pit lane first. I'm joined here by Melbourne Mac, if you want to say hello. Yeah, seems like a lot of drivers really close together. You may be wondering about the small grid. I think it's just a mix of we're still in the holidays and also just not everybody has the game yet and just things like that. We do have a full grid, but yeah, I think holidays is the main culprit here. And also we do have a couple of drivers joining late and other things like that. For the Div 2 drivers, I would say probably just somewhere in the 21-2 region, but obviously if you get into the 20s, you're absolutely chilling for Div 2, and that is the benchmark I think that we're gonna see to expect in Div 1 later on today. I think somewhere in the 20s, so it'll be good if drivers like Milan can start the 20s trend already, as here we go, Call Me Keg for a flying lap down into turn 1. It's a new circuit, so we'll run you through it through turn 1. It's a sweeping right-hander. The car loves to grip up, but Call Me Keg understeers a little bit, and now through this left-hander, not carrying heaps of speed as Call Me Keg, potentially not running high downforce like is the usual meta through this circuit. Now the double right, down to 5th gear, hook it in, and then flat out through this right. Keg does not take it flat out, but it is flat out come a push, very big push lap with higher downforce. Through the hairpin, he gets a bit loose and nearly loses the car, but he holds it together for a average sector 1 it should put him alright for a banker lap through that quick right-hander, and now grip out flat out around there, and then tricky braking into this corner here. Don't understeer out. It's very easy to do though, because there's a bit of a bump on the apex and it just sends you out a little bit wide, so don't invalidate. Track limits are tricky through here. Now these flat out right-handers, Keg not taking them flat out, but they are indeed flat out. And then through the third right, and now sector 3 to the left here, it's nearly flat. You could take it flat maybe if you ran 50-50 wings, but that'd cost you too much. And now the tricky final corner, down to 4th gear, get it tipped in. He runs out wide. Oh no, he does, but he just keeps it inside track limits and to the line. This isn't going to be anything spectacular, but it is our first look at Qatar this season, as now I think Milan. Yeah, and he has told me that he has done a 20.8 in short quali before this, so that's obviously just a banker there, and I'll let you ride through Mickey's lap, as I think, yeah, he is just coming through the final corner though. As Zonix has just started a lap if you want to go with that. Yeah, as Churchy's on a lap. By the way, Melbourne Mac, are you joined on your PlayStation or your phone? Oh, cause yeah, Discord. Oh, it's just because your mic is bugging out massively. Yeah, it just keeps cutting out and like crackling and stuff. As yeah, we see Webbo, I think, coming to the line. Yes, he did improve by a few thousandths, but I can't tell if he's on a lap or not. As not Kizzy goes fastest. In what team is he now? McLaren. So that is quite impressive. Maybe picked up a slipstream from Webbo. As DXman coming around the final corner, I think this is the end of his lap. And his deploy is now turned off automatically by the game. What's he going to do to the line? It's going to be a 1 minute 21.911, and it is P2 he'll have to settle for in that first run. As Webbo, yeah, that's good, at least for the moment. As now it's a bit nothing going on track because people are coming into the pit lane or on the outlap. But KO Plays is coming through the final sector to begin his lap, so I'll let you take that, Melbourne, now that your mic isn't bugging out. Melbourne, your mic has just died. So you might want to fix that because we can't hear. But here we go, Mickey on his second flying lap in the AlphaTauri into the hairpin, third gear, down on his time, but by a very minuscule amount. He should be able to improve through Sector 2 and Sector 3, through this right-hander, fourth gear, tip the car in on the throttle, use all the track, get across to the left as much as you possibly can. Now flat out through the right-hander into this very tricky understeer corner, but he takes it absolutely perfectly. He's on the limit here as Mickey on his second run in qualifying. Now through Sector 3, he's a 10th and a half up as he enters it, and now flat out through the triple right-handers, down to 6, get the acceleration, and now back to the left for the run to the final corner. 6th gear, half lift off the throttle. He understeered out a little bit. It might have lost a little bit of time, but he didn't invalidate on the brakes. Down to 5th gear on the throttle, and now DRS to the line. What's he going to be able to set here? Will it be the first lap in the 120s? Maybe. No, it won't be, but it's going to be a 1 minute 21.6, and it's fastest by 2.5 tenths. As DXman here, starting the lap into turn 1. Hard on the anchors, the battery already on, down to 4th. He doesn't quite make the apex, but uses it to propel himself into a massive exit that should bring him a nice run through turn 2 and through turn 3. And he absolutely nails it there, using a lot of the track. Not all of it, but the most of it. This might be his second run in qualifying, maybe his third, but he's invalidated. He is now 8 tenths up on his time. Yeah, so that would be quite the frustration there for Spark, but he still potentially has one more run to go. He will have to get back to the pit lane quite quickly, though, as Milan pushing in the Alfa Romeo, pushing hard through Sector 2. He's going to enter Sector 3 in a couple of moments' time. This will propel him up the grid. No, it actually won't at the current delta, but he should improve through Sector 3. He had a bit of a rough final corner last time, ran out a bit wide. He's cut it super close there, flat out though. Nearly cut the corner. Now 6th gear, half lift. He didn't run out wide this time. Now the final corner for the Alfa Romeo driver. What's he going to be able to set? He runs out a bit wide again. He needs to go down to 4th to get extra rotation, but he's trying to maximize the exit, but it isn't quite working. Maybe still in some high gear habits from last game, but he goes P2 with a 1 minute 21.731. That's rough. PS Bomber is on a lap. 8 tenths down. Oh, there's a Call Me Keg spun at the final corner. As the Alfa Romeos are P2 and P3. Not, maybe a bit biased here, but I think they are with a shot at the constructors this season. I'm pretty confident with my lineup. Yeah, I was a bit annoyed with you when you took Mickey, if I'm honest, but I'm very happy with how Milan is doing. As Kia Plays is about to begin a lap, and I'll let you take the Alfa Romeo through that. Yeah. So, provisional poll there for Kia Plays, but now Mickey is going to have his final stab at the run for pole. We'll go on board, telemetry on for Mickey. Let's see what he can manage. Can he get himself back onto pole position, down into turn 1, down to 4th gear. He misses the rotation a little bit there, runs out a bit wide, but gets a good exit now. Back to the left, getting close to the curb. Look at how early he is on that throttle. So confident to just flick the car in. That AlphaTauri looking like he's absolutely flying out there. Down to 6, tip it in, and then flat out round this right-hander. No, he lifts. That's a bit interesting, but through the hairpin now, he's a 10th and a bit up on his time, and now solid through the hairpin. That's the part where the lap can be absolutely made or broken. It's a very tricky corner. DXman goes a 21.1, smashing pole by 3/10. Will Mickey be able to match that? I have been told DXman is a bit of a Qatar merchant. It's the only track he's done on the game from what I've been told. And Mickey spun and thrown away his final flying lap here, and Milan invalidated on his lap. Spark improving on his time in the Red Bull, so what will he be able to manage as he's going through the right-handers, and will he be able to keep it flat to the floor? Yes, he will. I think he's carried just enough speed to keep the lap time up. Will he be able to improve into the top 5? He's got 3/10 to find as he enters the final corner. The ERS deploy has already ran out. That's a little bug that needs to be fixed in this game. But now, DRS open to the line. What Spark's going to be able to manage? It's going to be a 1 minute 21.5 P3. Impressive there. I honestly, from my experiences, it is a different track, but I did do OPSL yesterday at Saudi Arabia, and the two-stop was mighty powerful. So if people do think they're struggling on tyres, they might go for the two-stop strategy. So it could be interesting, and something the drivers need to take note is the fuel burn at Qatar is very, very, very big. You need to run at least 1.7 laps of fuel over. Instead of under like you would on F122, you have to run massively over on fuel, at least at Qatar, because the high downforce mixed with a lot of flat out on the throttle, the fuel burn is very, very high. Just click retire. Yeah. It's happened to me a few times. Okay, as we come to 5 red lights here for the season opener in Division 2. And it's lights out, and away we go. DXman gets off to a good start. Kia plays, also gets off to a good start. Pulls alongside DXman. DXman pulling away in a straight line, though. Sparks up the back, maybe looking to get the position up into P2. No, he doesn't. Zonix in P4 now. Mickey drops down to P5. Milan, P6, looking to make up some places on Mickey, but can't quite. Kizzy in P7, getting pressured by Churchy just a little bit. There's PS Bomber up the back, putting some pressure onto Churchy, but didn't quite get any pressure. As now we go to DXman. Will Kia Plays be able to go for a move for the lead? No. 3/10 back. Sparks looking to maybe put pressure on for P2. And that is your first lap as there. Mickey trying to go for a move on Zonix. Can't quite get it done. Kizzy gets up into P6. Churchy up to P7. Milan dropping down the field down into P8. With work left to do as we come through the middle sector on lap 1. Oh, as Milan has steamed into the back of Churchy, and that is Churchy round, and that leaves Churchy with a lot of time to make up, and Milan might potentially face a penalty for that after the race. Yeah, and also your mic is cutting out again. As there we go, Mickey through into turn 1, still side by side with Zonix. Zonix going to try to stick it right around the outside. Mickey gives him the squeeze and says, no, you don't. But now Zonix still on the left-hand side, goes for a mini switchback, has the run into these corners. Will he go up the inside? No, he'll stay smart and stay behind. We've seen this from Zonix before in the likes of Canada last year, last game. And that was very close there for contact, but they kept it clean, and that is the driving we expect to see here. As Milan now into P7, got past PS Bomber again, and now looking at the back of Kizzy thinking, when can I go for a move in this race? Yeah, so we've been keeping an eye on the Red Bull battle. MX must have been just about to have a heart attack there, thinking his drivers were gonna make contact. But I've actually been looking more at my driver here, Milan, as he just makes a little mistake there, has been getting very close to Kizzy, but just not quite close enough to go for a move. But now, with the DRS enabled, I'm pondering the question, will he be able to go for a move? Was Churchy and PS Bomber, sorry to cut you off here, they're going side by side as they enter the double right-handers, and Churchy can't quite get through, but he's looking to get past PS Bomber as they head into the hairpin. Churchy sticks behind after being rear-ended on lap 1 by Milan. He knows he has some work to do, but oh my god, he gets all over the place and has a massive tank slapper, and that'll be the end of that battle for the moment. But Kizzy will now look to get back past Milan with the DRS. I think the reason Milan used so much ERS wasn't in desperosity to get back past, but it was more the fact that he knows the DRS is powerful anyway. It doesn't matter what you do with the battery here at Qatar. If somebody has that DRS, they're getting back past, and I've had that firsthand from the 10v10. Yeah, I said this in quali, and I do believe that it's true given what we're seeing right now. But DXman, I've been told, is basically religiously done Qatar since the game came out in preparation for ORL. Obviously, did do OPSL yesterday, but one of the only tracks he's done has been Qatar, so I don't think it'll be quite as dominant for the whole season. I think this is more of a, he's played since the game came out at this track to make sure he gets a strong round 1. But here we go, Mickey on the outside of Kia, tries to go right around the outside again, and Kia slots behind, but as we look behind the Red Bull of Zonix going side by side with Milan, Milan on the inside trying to get the position. Zonix gets an absolutely amazing exit there though, and holds on to the position as now we go back to Mickey and Kia plays. And they are still battling it out here on track, but we might have to wait until we get back into Sector 1 again. So we're going to go on board with Mickey down the straight just to watch how powerful this DRS is. And by the way, the reason I'm cutting you off is because I can't actually tell when you're talking sometimes because you like cut out for a second, so I think you're done talking. as DRS open now for Mickey. He's gaining. Look at the power of that DRS. He's going to take the inside there. He's going to learn from his mistake. But Kia now tries to go back down the inside. Dummies it. They make contact and no! They hit each other, and that is the end of that battle. Kia rejoins with all the work to do now for the rest of this race. And now Alfa Romeo having a bit of a disaster after the events of lap 1. And now Kia being hit by Mickey. Let's see what they can do over the course of this race. But now the battle to watch on track is between the Red Bulls and Milan. So we'll have to see. Milan is fading away a little bit from the Red Bulls. They may be pulling each other along in the tow. Sparks does have that penalty, so it might be wise of him to let his teammate through some point soon, as that's a safety car. Yeah, if Kia plays, yeah, maybe overheated tyres. Yeah, overheated rear tyres from the incident with Mickey, I would assume, and now he's going to have to come into the pits, but that safety car will close the whole grid up back to Dxmond, so Mickey might be able to have a shot at that, but that also allows Kia players, he will drop down the grid with the pit stop, but it won't hurt him too dramatically because he'll be closed up to the grid, and then him and Milan and all the other drivers on the grid can have a shot at making their way through the field. It just looked like they were side by side, and just worst came to worst, they were very close, and it was always maybe gonna. Milan exiting the pits though, and that is perfectly executed. That was absolutely perfect. Yeah. As you can see, they're slapping on the front wing. As Kia's gone onto the softs to make up positions, he's definitely committing to the 2-stop now. I did tell him before this race, and basically everyone in Div 2 chat, 2-stop is very, very overpowered, so I think he's going to take advantage of that now. Yeah, so I'm going to just run you through the tyre situation for these drivers. The whole of the top 6 have not pitted, and Dxman, Mickey are on the mediums, Sparks on the hards, Zonix on the mediums, Kizzy on the hards, same as PS Bomber, and now Milan on fresh mediums, Churchy on fresh hards, Lol scored also on the fresh hards, Kia committing 100% to the 2-stop on those softs, fresh softs pitted, and Webbo on fresh mediums, and Call Me Keg pitted 2 laps before the safety car came out and has 2-lap-old hards, but those new hard runners are definitely committing to the 1-stop unless there's another safety car. It actually happened to me yesterday in OPSL. I honestly didn't think that you could get track limits warnings under safety car, and I lost focus and I turned into the corner and cut the first corner just by like a pixel, and it gave me a warning and gave me a penalty. It's actually really easy to do if you lose focus, so honestly, Call Me Cake having a bit of a stinker, but understandable why he might have gotten that one, because it is quite easy to get a little bit bored under safety car. that's what you were playing on your phone. Okay. Alrighty, so safety car might be in this lap. The whole field is bunched up now, so it would be the perfect time for it to come in. It just depends on if the in-game FIA decides it is appropriate to come in this lap. And it does look like it's clear out on track, but we might go for another one. It depends. Might be Burt Mylander just having a bit of a laugh and gonna say no you to the FIA, but he might get a bit in trouble for that, so let's hope we go in this lap. And it is in this lap, and I will let you take the restart. Oh no, that's a massive contact, and Lola scored in the wall. PS1 were rejoined just a little bit dangerously, and that has put Lola scored into a really bad spot here. But here we go, Kia plays on the inside of the Williams of Churchy. He gets the move done. They're pushing him a bit wide. They're off the track, and that is some hard racing there. And Churchy forces him to go off the track and cut the corner. They're still side by side as they go into the third sector. And Churchy's stellar defense after being pushed off there. But here we go, Kia back down the inside, and Churchy is going to have to back out here and lose the position. Shouldn't have defended so hard to a soft runner in the first place, in my opinion. But I am, to be fair, Kia Plays as TP, as this is some great recovery driving here from Kia Plays. Obviously, that is why he chose the soft tyres, but nobody knows how. And he goes up the inside of the final corner on the Red Bull. Red Bull turns in just a little bit. They make a little bit of contact, side pod to wheel, and he gets the move done. And now Milan in the slipstream of Sparks, but will be under pressure from Zonix. Look at Zonix just sitting in that slipstream, but Milan is pulling away. Here we go, Milan into turn one, trying to get past Mr. Sparks, and he gets past into P3, back to where he was nearly in qualifying, as now he has a work to do, and Mickey spun! And he's in the wall. And that's a Red Bull round. It is... Oh, Sparks round. And by the way, your mic's cut out again, Melbourne. But yeah, Sparks round, Mickey round. They both didn't occur to get wing damage. But they are suffering now because they will have to come into the pits. They both hadn't pitted yet, to be fair, so that will help them just a little bit because they would have had to pit anyway. As Churchy now looking for a move on the inside of Kizzy in the McLaren. Williams McLaren fighting side by side. Move done on Churchy, much like Kia got the move on him. And now it's an Alfa Romeo 2 and 3. Oh, Desmond! Oh no! And DXman is rounding the wall and gets wing damage and resets the track. That will be a penalty after the race for DXman. But first, DXman punts off Milan trying to do a dummy move, and then he spins himself. The world kick back at him, but that leaves Kia Plays in the lead. Yeah, obviously that would be DXman repairing his front wing, and maybe Milan picked up damage. Yeah, he did pick up damage from when he got, I don't want to say pit maneuvered, but it very much looked like one. Yeah, it is. Obviously, Kia is on those soft stoats, so we will have to pit some point in the near future. So that'll be interesting to keep an eye on. As Kizzy all over the back of Zonix, just 5 tenths behind with the DRS later on in Sector 1. If Kizzy can stay with Zonix, it could be a close battle, but Zonix does have some great pace. There is a bit of a snap there from Kizzy. And I actually want to move back to Sparks here. He's been stuck behind All I Scored for a little while now, but I think he will go for a move very, very soon. Here we go, we got a bit of a battle forming here. Call Me Keg, Lol I Scored, and Sparks. As here we go, Lol I Scored on the inside on Call Me Keg. Should get the move done quite easily, as now Sparks just sitting in the back here, waiting for his time to strike, waiting for the move to appear in front of him, and I think he's going to have to wait till next lap because there's no other DRS zones. Oh no! Oh my word. That was... Yeah, Call Me Keg will probably, if he causes incidents, will obviously be penalised post-race, and obviously we do have our licence point system in place, so that hopefully will keep him in check in future rounds, but this isn't really what you want to be seeing from one of the contenders in this race being completely shoved off the track, left, right, and centre. And there we go, Call Me Cake out of shape. Okay, so now Sparks has to re-adventure on the journey of pushing to get back to the last scored. Yeah, of course they're on. At least I'm pretty sure. I wasn't the lobby host, I didn't check. I should have checked. Give me a sec. Yep, they're on. Yeah, obviously a couple of drivers on that two-stop, unless the safety car did save the tyre wear just a little bit, as, we see PS Bomber into the pit lane in the Alpine, completing his two-stop race on the medium. Or at least I'm pretty sure he's on the two-stop, I'm pretty sure he stopped earlier. And, DXmond will just jump him, so will Mickey. They're both going to the end on the hards. So those two guys, if they just keep pushing along and keep going and going and going, they might end up quite far up the grid after the pit stops, but Mickey has a substantial gap to DXmond. No, I think I recall him spinning on his own on the early laps, but we'd have to go back and watch it. As, there we go, Lola scored, gets a penalty. Kizzy nearly breaking the 1 second barrier, but Zonix into the pit lane. And so is Kizzy. Will Kizzy jump Zonix in the pit lane? He does! Interestingly, and DXmond, hold on, here comes DXmond. He is going to jump the two drivers, but also, interestingly, Zonix on softs. They will be very shoddy if they do make it to the end, at least. I think Zonix is the man to watch, but also Sparks 1/10 behind Lolai scored, still just getting stuck behind drivers he really doesn't want to be stuck behind. And look behind him, DXmond is right there. As I'm just going to quickly check the tyre life, or the tyres. Yeah, Sparks still hasn't pitted. So, if DXmond is right there, when Sparks pits, he's going to be very far behind. As Call Me Keg. As look at Kizzy all over the back of Zonix here, maybe down the straight with a dose of DRS, might be able to get back past Zonix, but Zonix really won't want that on those soft tyres. That'll be the last thing he's wishing for. But here we go, Sparks right around the outside of Lolai scored, finally gonna get the move done. As, yeah, Lolai scored has to commit to staying behind now, and now back to Kizzy. No, he can't quite get the run down the straight. And now Zonix is right back over DXman and might go for a move for the lead here. He's going to pull to the left-hand side, go for a switchback exit. ERS on. Will he go up the inside? Yes, he will. What a move this would be on DXman. He pushes DXman wide, and that's a move done for Zonix, and that moves him up, and he's going to get past Lolai scored as well, and DXman is going to have to fight Lolai scored, and that's going to be really annoying for DXman as he got held up just a little bit there, and now DXman all over the back of Mickey Spun. Unfortunate for the AlphaTauri driver. DXman will want to get back past Zonix, but those soft tyres will have a lot more pace. But here we go. The Red Bull driver's about to start fighting. Sparks has to pit soon anyway. He would be a very poor teammate. Teammate of the season last season, so you would think he would let his teammate on fresh soft tyres go through very, very soon. Is he though? New villain era. Oh no! Oh no. DXman's day going bad to worse here. And is Kia, just quickly, Kia has a 6-second gap. No, he is in. I was about to say, is he going to try to stretch those softs to the end? He's not going to be able to. But will he now go for a fresh set of softs to the end and have the abundant pace on fresh softs? Because look how far out ahead he is. He's going to come out in P3 or P4. He gets a 5-second for speeding in the pit lane. No. But with the pace of fresh tyres, he might be able to close that gap again, but with that 5-second, will he be able to... He would have been able to stretch 3 seconds if he did catch up with Churchy, but will he... No... Everybody's day going bad to worse here. All of the people you would think that would be leading this race are just going bad to worse here. Kia comes out P3 quite comfortably now, but Zonix is nipping at his heels, but obviously Kia on fresh softs compared to Zonix's softs that will be having a bit of a mare as my audio is glitched. Yes, so Kia plays the man to watch here, and he will be the off-board we're looking at as he tries to close the gap to Webbo, which won't cause him too many issues, I don't think, and then he should be able to chase Churchy, but with only 8 laps to go, catching 13 seconds and then stretching another 5 on top of that, I don't know if he'll be able to. I don't... Sorry, I'm gonna cut you off and let my thoughts in here. Kia is gonna have to catch over 2 seconds a lap nearly to win this race. Even with fresh softs, it'll be close, but then getting the extra 5 seconds on top, he's not going to be able to do it. So Churchy, honestly, unless he makes a severe mistake, will be a very, very shock winner for our first round. And Williams winning the first round once again. A bit of a shock winner this time, though. Vipermon wasn't last season. But yeah, shades of last season, maybe. Here we go. Zonix on Webbo in the McLaren. Down the inside. Gets the move done, and that was easy pickings for Zonix. I don't think Webbo is able to put up much of a fight. His mediums are struggling maybe just a little bit now in this race, and also his battery is very, very low, and now his teammate right behind him, and Call Me Keg off the track again into the gravel. Not having a great day. Yeah. And just quickly, Kia Place has gained 4 seconds to Churchy in 1 lap. He's just taken out DXmond. That's going to be a very big penalty, maybe even a race ban. He's just taken out lap traffic, though. Call Me Keg has been all over the place. Obviously, I have to take a look at it, but from when I joined in, it just looked like Call Me Keg had just completely sideswiped DXmond. I obviously have to take a look. Just send it to me later, but here we go. Yep, DXman peels into the pit lane. The gap between Kia Plays and Churchy now only 5 seconds. So this is on. This is on. So we'll go off board with Kia Plays for the rest of the race. Call Me Keg out of the race now, and he's retired on track. If that's a safety car, that could screw up Kia Plays massively with his big penalties. Yeah, just send me the clip. Oh, no, on PC, just send it on Discord. Sorry, Sparks on Mickey here. Nearly got the move done there. Sparks is on fresh soft tires, and he's nearly spun Mickey, and he's gonna play a bump and run card here, and nearly spins out Mickey, and then gets the move. That could maybe be a penalty, but that just all just depends on if Mickey decides to report it. That was definitely interesting there, as the gap to Kia and Churchy continues to get smaller. It's 3.5 seconds. And he might be able to do it, but you've still got to think, Churchy might need to get another penalty. Maybe you check the warnings on Race Director here. Ooh, Churchy just made a mistake. And that's going to allow Kia to gain even more time. I think we go on board with Churchy and see what he's doing in his driving. And he's also low on battery, but they both are. This is going to be very, very close here. Churchy, yeah, look at how the little speed he has to carry into these corners. That could change the dynamic of this race. This could change this race. And we'll have to see. DXman spun around. But just look, Churchy pushing, but he knows he can't push so much as to break track limits. 4 laps to go in this Grand Prix. Kia nearly in DRS range. And now Kia inside DRS range as Milan spun around, but that's not the Alfa Romeo we're worrying about here. We're worrying about Churchy and Kia Plays battling it out on track 7/10. Now the gap. Kia Plays has to get past. On the entry to this next lap, he gets a massive snap of oversteer, but DXman here, lap marker. Let's see what he's going to be able to do to affect this race, maybe. As now Kia Place has to gain 3/10 again. Churchy gets not through on DXman. DXman still pulling away, and that could be giving Churchy DRS though. And here we go. Lap 27 out of 29 here. Churchy luckily picked up DRS from DXman. Now we beg the question, either will Churchy get another penalty or will Kia not be able to find that 5 seconds? He has to get past on this lap or he just simply won't have the time, in my opinion. Here we go! Oh. I think he's trying to pressure Churchy into getting a time penalty. Here we go, on the inside goes Kia, they're side by side, and there we go, move done for Kia. Churchy tries to hold it right around the outside, not going to be able to do it, and that is move done. And now, through the final sector we go. Churchy will have the DRS coming onto the lap, but will it be enough? Or will Kia get a good exit and be able to now stretch that gap? Churchy tries to go down the inside, and he's nearly hit Kia there, and that'll compromise his exit. Kia gets a decent one, but with the DRS, Churchy will easily get back through, and he's holding on to this race like his life depends on it, is Churchy. As they go into turn 1, Kia will pull to the right-hand side and go down the inside on the Williams. This is for the lead of the race, and he gets it done, and now Kia has to try stretch 5 seconds in the span of 2 laps. Here we go, DXman might try unlap himself on Churchy here. If he can unlap himself, that will lose Churchy even more time. So we'll have to see how this goes. Obviously, both Ferrari-powered cars, DXman and Kia, so maybe the power unit friendship here. Okay, lap 28, 1.4 seconds the gap. So, Kia is definitely... Yeah. Kia definitely hoping Churchy gets track limits here. But Churchy will definitely not be going outside these track limits. He knows that his only chance is just keeping it clean and keeping within 5 seconds. He's out of fuel! He's out of fuel! Churchy's out of fuel! Lap 20, the last lap of this race, and Churchy has ran out, but Kia Plays a spun. Here we go, as he enters the final sector. He was on Sauce, had a 5-second lead, pitted for new Sauce, had the chase down of his life, had to get back past P3, and then had to try chase down Churchy. Got the move, had to find 5 seconds. Churchy has gotten it all wrong as he goes through the final couple of corners of this race. Kia plays. Said he didn't have pace in the Alfa Romeo chat before this race, but now he finds himself rounding the final corner, and Kia plays is going to win Div 2 in round 1, and he wins the Qatar Grand Prix. Wait, Kia got a 5-second time penalty for unserved pen. But he still wins. He still wins. Nah. As now Spark crossing the line for P7 and Milan rounding the final corner in the Alfa Romeo. Oh, and the race. What has just happened? Hold on, what has just happened? I'm so... Okay, anyway, we have the final order from before. It's just, yeah, it's glitched. Yeah, just ping them and tell them to join Paddock VC. A bit of a bug here, but anyway, we'll exit the race. We have the results, I'm pretty sure. If not, we can obviously just redo the math with the timing screen at the end. Just waiting for Melbourne Mac to get into the call for our interviews. There he Zonix is in Paddock. I'll move him. Yeah, no, I just left the lobby. Let's get the guys in. Who was P2? Yeah, Kia players will be joining. Kizzy's joined. Yeah, I'm just waiting on Kia. Just keep an eye on Paddock and move him in. You know how to do that, right? Just gonna go to the showroom. Start with P3, it was Sonics. Alrighty, so we have our 3 podium sitters, and I'll let you take away with Sonics, Melbourne. No, he's fine. I could hear him. No, I could hear him. Yeah, he answered the question, so if you just want to ask it up on. Not really. I'm just excited to move on to the man of the day here. Kia Playsmate P1 in the alpha, winning the opening round. You had a super close call there with your strategy and with your penalties. What was that like? Yeah, what was your thoughts when you saw the gap just fall away for Churchy when you had the fresh tyres, and also when he ran out of fuel? Was that a sigh of relief, or did you know you were going to get another penalty across the line? It became very close to Kizzy. Yeah, obviously quite a few incidents in this race. You went all the way from the back at, what was it, P7 or P8 after being spun in P10 after being in a battle, and my word, what a comeback drive that was, and hopefully we can see more of that to come. And mate, as your TP, you are a legend. You're a legend. Yeah, so that is Div 2. Thank you for the top 3 for your time with the interviews. And Div 1 is in about an hour and 15 minutes. I don't know who's on comms for Div 1, but they will see you there. And yeah, see you guys next week for Div 2.